The hyper-competitive carnival companies of the 1960s demonstrated a remarkable pioneering spirit faced with the challenges of the times. In 1965, these historic leaders joined together to form the Outdoor Amusement Business Association. Bill Collins served as president for 4 years, and it was 55 years before Debbie Powers served another multi-year term in 2020 and 2021, also known as the pandemic years. OABA began formally honoring the pioneer spirit in 2009 with a total of 14 honorees so far. Evans, Casada, Wisdom, Sellner, Eyerly, Childress, Dudley, Barber, Chitwood, Bartosik, Brewer, Swyka, Pitroff, and finally Jerry Aldrich in 2021. The 2022 Pioneer Award goes to Glenn Bergethon. Glenn's introduction to the carnival business was thanks to a man named Louis Bell. Glenn and Louis were both active in a skydiving organization near Miami, Florida. Glenn was the pilot for the jump airplane. Louis knew E. James Straits of the Straits shows, and James needed a pilot for the company plane. So Louis recommended Glenn, and he got the job. He was really just a youngster, and flying for a carnival owner was a great new adventure. In fact, Glenn had never seen a carnival operation before taking the pilot's job. In a twin-engine Beechcraft 8-place business aircraft, Glenn flew Mr. Straits to the fairs he served. Most notably during the mid-60s, he piloted Mr. Straits to the OABA formation negotiations held in towns all over the United States. He met with the carnival leaders of the time, and they were the founders of the OABA. Glenn got to know them all. Piloting was not a daily activity, so Glenn was invited to work in the cash office, and like all jobs, the more you did well, the more that was expected. Glenn learned new skills every day: train loading, ride problems, lot layout, booking equipment, and even attempting to manage a second carnival unit. After 10 years on the show, Glenn met his wife-to-be, and life soon changed. When Glenn and Joyce's first 2 children reached school age, Glenn told Mr. Straits he would have to leave at the end of the season so that the family could settle in one place. So Glenn was hired by Floyd and Baxter Amusements to manage Fun Pier, a small amusement park in Wildwood, New Jersey. After the birth of the couple's 3rd child, Floyd and Baxter found a park near Chattanooga and offered Glenn a chance to run it. Glenn's growing family relocated to Rossville, Georgia, where he managed the Lake Winnipesaukee amusement park for 22 years. Mr. Floyd and Mr. Baxter kept Glenn busy year-round. He helped with tasks related to the Cumberland Valley shows, such as moving rides, making repairs, and helping with equipment booked into Kentucky and Texas. After the lease ran out at Lake Winnipesaukee, Glenn began building rides. He formed Ride Tech, Inc. Sky rides were featured at both parks Glenn managed, so he had the expertise in this equipment, known as aerial tramways. Glenn hired engineers to draw the plans, and he placed his first sky ride into the South Carolina State Fair in Columbia. Over the next 2 decades, Glenn and RideTech built 19 more aerial tramways. A couple of interesting facts about sky rides. The technology goes back at least 100 years, and there were even early editions of those rides that existed hundreds of years ago. It takes much less horsepower to run a sky ride at a fair than a ski lift at a resort. You see, ski lifts deliver folks one way and uphill, so the load is heavily unbalanced. Sky rides can come to a stop in just 6 feet. Glenn Bergethon told the OABA, "Throughout my roles in this business, I have truly appreciated all of the opportunities to learn and grow professionally. There is never a dull moment. Most of all, I value the friendships I've built over the years with so many good, hardworking, and talented people. Those friendships mean the world to me. Congratulations to Glenn Bergethon, the Outdoor Amusement Business Association Pioneer Award winner for 2022.